Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the We Know Nothing podcast. This week, we're going to be talking about Season 7, Episode 3, and Season 7, Episode 4 of Game of Thrones. With me today, we have...
My name's Nicholas Talan.
And Mike Lehman.
And I am your host, Nathan Talan, who is very sunburned, coming back from vacation. But I don't want to waste any time. Let's jump into Episode 3. I think it was called The Queen's Justice. And it started off with Jon and Dany finally meeting, something that's been building up over the past 7 seasons, really. How do we feel about kind of Dany being very stubborn in her ways, which is understandable, but...
I hated her at the beginning of that episode. I really did. I thought she was pretty annoying. I thought she was petty.
I hate her this season.
Do you?
I really do.
I mean, later in the episode, once we get to it, it kind of lightened up a little bit about her. But at first, I just thought... I mean, it was fun, but she was kind of annoying, in my opinion. I don't know.
Well, the main problem that we have here is that we kind of know everything from Jon's perspective already, so we believe him about the White Walkers and all this stuff, and that's why we get so angry when people don't believe him. But, like, imagine you're coming into Westeros, you're fighting a war, you need allies, and this guy comes down and starts blabbering on about White Walkers and shows up even though she thinks, because Tyrion didn't put in the message to bend the knee or whatever, come down to bend the knee. So he shows up. She expects him, since he's showing up, to bend the knee, and he just says no. So and then complains about, like...
What you're saying is Tyrion's going to die soon from Daenerys.
I don't know. He's been screwing up.
How hard is it to believe in White Walkers when you can't be burned by fire?
Yeah, and created dragons and all this stuff?
Honestly.
I don't know. The one thing that really rubbed me the wrong way about their whole meeting up is she says, like, you can't hold me responsible for the problems of my father. And then goes on to say immediately after that ancestors bend the knee to me. So you need to it's like, wait a second. I think you got your... This is a little double
Jon's
standard.
The best character in the show. Feel free to leave your angry comments down below.
Pompeii. That's really all I have to say about that. I cannot forget Pompeii.
Was he really bad in that movie?
He was really bad in that movie.
Was that movie good?
I mean, they kind of just took like the story of Mount Vesuvius and injected Jon Snow into it, which isn't his element. He's more ice than fire, in my opinion.
I like it. All right.
Well, and then something interesting is that Davos starts to like get riled up and starts listing off all the things that Jon really
Davos
did.
knows, he knows what's up.
And then he stops when he says that he was stabbed in the heart.
They should have just told her. I'm kind of confused.
Because then
well, she can't believe White Walkers. How's she gonna believe?
That he was brought back to life.
The Red Woman, was with them for a little bit.
She left. Like everything would be solved if she stayed.
Yeah.
Also, it would be solved. Also, like, more respect would be given to Jon's father if Varys was in the room, because she said that Ned helped give the order to kill her when he was against it, and Varys was in that room.
Yeah.
So Varys could have vowed for it, but he just runs in with his double Napoleon going on. Runs in and says, Euron destroyed everything.
It's just bad timing everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. So. But then we cut to Euron in King's Landing, hamming it up. Loving life.
People love him. He's okay.
He's new.
Yeah.
He's a new toy.
New. You know what? It's too late to have new toy. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. I think he'll end up being fine, but as of right now, I don't see anything great.
Well, he promised a gift to Cersei, and he did bring Illyria Sand and Tyene, or however you say her name.
Prediction.
Go for it.
I was just going to say that I think the daughter, for some weird reason, is going to be immune to the poison. Or Cersei, there wasn't a poison, and it was just mind tricks.
I think they're dead.
I think they're dead too, or at least one.
I mean, if they are, I don't care because I don't really like them anyway.
Exactly.
But
exactly. I didn't really like them, but it was like a perfect send off to those characters, where it was like such a well done scene that it was almost like if it didn't happen, it was kind of cheap. If like she didn't kill them.
Whatever happened?
Oh, and just like threw him in prison, kind of thing.
Whatever happened to the nun lady that was given to the mountain?
The mountain did the same thing.
We saw her. No, did we? She was in one of those cells that Cersei was in with the High Sparrow, right?
Well, yeah, she put her
She
back
was-
in the cell.
yeah, she
But
was back in
then,
the cell.
like he said, like ever since the mountain went in there, we didn't see really what happened to her.
She's probably dead.
Yeah.
She
Septa.
obviously got raped
Yeah.
by a zombie.
But it seems like she got a worse. Like this is my point. It seems like she has it worse than whoever's daughter, Ilaria.
Yeah, Ilaria Sand.
Yeah, it seems like she's definitely got like a kind of a worse life going on right now than rather just a quick poisoning.
Yeah, I don't get the whole motive behind having the mountain raper. I kind of just figured he'd torture her, but like, I mean, we didn't see what happened, but
We
it-
don't- yeah, we don't
I
know
mean,
what happened.
But it looked like it.
It very much looked like
They
it.
led to it.
It looked
which
like
I didn't really get. I wasn't really for that, but I don't write the show.
Yeah, well, something interesting is that Cersei does agree to like the whole marriage thing after the war. So I think they're in a game of chicken of who's going to betray each other first between Euron and Cersei.
She accepted the gift, right?
Yeah, like she said, like your heart's desire will be yours after the war.
Right.
And when someone says
Scratch my
after
back.
something in Game of Thrones, it's
They're gonna
never
die.
happening. Like Ned Stark's like, once we see each other again, we'll talk about your mom. He dies, you know, stuff like that.
So now we have to rely on kind of out of it Bran to bring the news to Jon that he's a Targaryen.
Bran's
Yeah.
gone.
Dude, I liked Bran in episode 4, but we'll get to that.
Okay, next is Cersei just barges into where Jaime is and starts going at it with Jaime.
Yeah.
Something very interesting about this scene is that
It aroused you.
no, because they're brother and sister, but Jaime thinks that she's doing it out of like love for him, but she's just doing it off the high of murdering someone.
Well, that's completely manipulative.
Yeah,
That's just
like,
shut up.
This is why I want Jaime out of it, is because Jaime has a complete wrong idea of who he's in love with, because he thinks that she loves him back, but basically she just loves herself.
It's
like,
not
that's all
even.
Cersei loves is herself.
I
And
don't
they're
even.
twins.
I think it goes beyond. I think they're codependent. I don't think that one can survive without the other at this point.
I think Cersei survived pretty well when he was in captivity for 2 whole seasons.
Yeah, but she was trying to get him back really bad.
Well,
I wouldn't
she
say
just
really
kept
bad.
saying, "We need to get Jaime back." That's what she was
I
saying.
don't know. Hopefully Jaime's the one to kill her. Maybe they both die together.
Do you think one of them's
So
gonna
be it.
kill the other one?
I don't know at this point, honestly, because I think unless I don't know what's gonna happen after we get to episode 5. We'll get to that, but I mean he's either captive now or he's drowned or Bronn and him escape somehow.
Yeah, he's fine. Him and Bronn are like walking
I
through
don't
the.
think so.
They're,
Like, I
they're
don't-
walking around.
They went into like into a.
We'll talk about it. We'll
Okay.
talk about it. But and then they wake up in the morning and Cersei's like assistant or whatever knocks on the door and she has short hair too. Do you think there's any correlation between?
Not really, but she was in previous episodes.
Was she?
Yes.
Was she the one that tattled on Tyrion with Shay
Yep.
and she cut her hair?
Yep. I couldn't remember who it was, but that's who it was. Yeah, I saw it on some forum. Maybe Reddit, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But
But and then she doesn't care about hiding the whole Jaime relationship either because she's the queen, so she can do
Right.
whatever she wants.
It's all in the open now.
And then Cersei has a little meeting with the Iron Bank guy, the guy from Sherlock, and he talks about how there's a lot of debt and that he's gonna probably support Daenerys. But then she brings up a good point, saying that they support slave cities, and they make a lot of money off of the slavery trade.
Am I the only one that doesn't give any least bit of shit about this bank and
Yeah,
any
it's
dealings?
basically just a way for Cersei to get more troops because after the events in season 4, she lost a bunch, and
Yeah, I get it, but
You
I'm
say
also
season
okay
4,
with it
episode
just in the
4.
background.
Episode 4.
Like I'm okay with it just being something that happens. I don't need to know why or how she's getting.
well, they threw it in there now because obviously there's major conflict because she did have all the loot to pay off her debts, but
she did pay off her debts.
no.
Yeah.
No, not yet.
No, that money coming back from Highgarden was their.
The money coming back from Highgarden went to King's Landing already. That's Sam's dad's first line. He says the gold made it to King's Landing. That's
Oh.
all the food.
That's stupid.
So that means that she's going to get more, like the Golden Company, I think they're called. They're like mercenaries.
Yeah, and guess who used to have connections with them? Dario.
Did he?
Yep.
I thought he was part of the second
He
Sons.
was, but he mentioned
He left
something,
the
I
Golden
believe.
Compass
Yeah.
or something.
So I wonder if he'll try and sneak
In the books,
there.
in the books, the Golden Company's like super Targaryen supporters, and they're trying to get like one of
Seems-
Rhaegar's sons on the throne that they think it's
I mean,
Rhaegar's son.
Cersei seems to be slightly intelligent when it comes to like.
No,
war
she's very
stuff.
smart.
So then, why would she even bother with that if she knows that there's even the slightest bit chance that they're connected to the Targaryens?
They're not in the show, I don't think, because we've never seen him before.
And Lady Stoneheart will be coming in soon.
Yeah, Lady Stoneheart. Last frame of the show is Lady Stoneheart coming back.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be
would
awful.
I'd say that they should do that.
We all know who Lady Stoneheart is.
Do you not know who Lady Stoneheart is?
No.
It's just in the books. Catelyn Stark comes back, like Beric Dondarrion.
No, we all
revives.
know. We all know who
Okay.
Lady Stoneheart is.
So then,
I'm so confused if you
So-
know who she is or not. But basically, just in case you already or you don't know, and then she's basically taking the part of Arya, and she's going down the line killing people.
Line killing people. Yeah.
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 okay.
Yeah.
So then, Jorah's all cured. Pretty easy procedure. You just have to follow the directions.
Yeah.
But then we get that cool moment where Sam just kind of like shakes
The
his
handshake,
hand.
that was
Yep.
cool. I really like that.
Where he's confident in his work. Sam's brave now.
How long is Sam going to be stuck in this place?
He's leaving soon.
It's
Right?
It's a snooze fest.
He's getting out
I'm
of there.
gonna guess episode 5, he finds something out. Episode 6, he heads back to Winterfell. Episode 7, him and Bran and Jon are all like talking, and that's when the whole
I kind of want to see him in King's Landing some more, just like reacting to Cersei and everything around there. If he could just become the new Maester once Pycelle
there's
dies.
no way. There's no way. Because Qyburn is hand and
Pycelle's already dead.
Oh, Pycelle's dead.
yeah,
Yeah.
Qyburn is hand and Maester, right? I don't know how that works.
Lady Stoneheart killed him, right?
Yeah, Lady Stoneheart actually killed Jon
Right.
this episode. So then
Whoa, let's not confuse this.
Sam is talking to the Grand Meister and the Archmeister, whatever you call it. And then he kind of tells him that, good job, you cured someone, but you got to go back to work now. And he kind of says that he has to transcribe all these notes and stuff,
That are rotting.
which definitely have some White Walker stuff or something
I don't
about
think so.
Targaryen lineage.
You don't think so?
I
You don't think
so.
he's
So-
giving him like
So you think Sam's stuck at the Citadel for the rest?
Well, no, I
of the
think
season?
that him transcribing and transferring over all those notes and books, I just think that was just like a punishment, kind of an anti-reward type thing.
I think it's
I-
kind of a
No,
hello.
I don't think so.
I could see it going both ways. I could see those being just like full, like he's trying to help him out, but not make it, very obvious.
Yeah, and I think Sam needs to get something big, and he needs to get back to the fray.
I don't think Sam gets it that way. I think the Archmaester just did that. It's exactly what he said. It's nothing special hidden between the lines or hidden between the sand or however you want to describe it. I think it's straight up just transfer over these. There's no really important information that you don't already know.
All right,
I could see it too.
can't wait to prove you wrong in episode 5.
I don't think so.
And then we go to like Jon and Tyrion are talking.
Yeah,
Been a while since we've seen these characters talk
Yeah,
together.
that was one of my favorite parts of the season so far. And I think one of my favorite shots of Game of Thrones was in there when it was just the small figures on the cliff with the silhouettes. Beautiful cinematography.
Yeah, all the Dragonstone stuff looks great.
Yeah, it does.
But Tyrion kind of brings up like, look, no one's gonna believe the whole White Walker thing if you just throw it on them right away. So kind of go for something small at first,
Or
and-
just don't mention it.
yeah. And he brings up the dragon glass because that's the only reason why Jon's really there,
Yeah.
besides dragons. And
Tyrion seems like he's feeling the pressure.
Oh,
Like
well,
he
yeah.
seems not his
I don't
chipper self.
people thought Tyrion's living till the end. I don't think so anymore. I think he's dying soon.
See, I thought he was going to be the gift to Cersei.
Yeah, that was. I kind of figured it was.
I thought it was going to be Yara.
Why? What did Yara do to Cersei?
I don't know. Because she was alliance with Targaryen. Get some inside scoop by torture.
Yeah, I figured it had to be something more than that. And the whole.
I mean, I only thought that for a couple minutes until the battle sequence, or not the battle sequence, but yeah, the ship battle at the end.
Where were we? The dragon glass. And then Tyrion is talking to Dany about it, and Dany's kind of getting fed up with Tyrion a little bit. You can
Which
kind of
is
tell.
stupid. I mean, he has messed up, but we'll get to it when we get to episode 4. But just really fast, for her to accuse him of being in cahoots with his own family.
I don't think she was accusing him of being in cahoots. I think she's just saying that he isn't playing as harsh as he needs to with them. But Dany brings up like the fact that Jon, like Davos said something about Jon being stabbed in the heart, and then Tyrion kind of says like the Northerners love their exaggerating or something like that. But
No, they don't.
I think Dany's a little suspicious of what's going on in Jon's world.
I think Dany's suspicious of everything. All of her advisors, everyone.
Except what
Missandei.
Do we think there's a mole in Dany's little task force?
No.
Is there?
No. I think it's been pretty basic moves that Tyrion's played, and Cersei sees right through it. I don't think there's anyone, unless it's
Who the only
something.
possibility
Yeah,
I could see would be like a Dothraki soldier.
No, Varys.
I wouldn't. No, Varys is.
You think a Dothraki
Well, you know what?
soldier
Varys actually.
lives with Cersei.
They can't even speak the language.
Varys is actually interesting because he's all about like, he's like, I'll turn on you if it's for the good of the people.
Well, yeah, you're straight up honest with
Right. So and she's starting to turn, like she's starting to get a little impatient a little bit. So I actually could see Varys being on that other side.
I kind of agree with you, but we'll also get to that later. We're having trouble with this, but Jon kind of brought her back down to earth, I feel, as well, because she was like ready. She was like, I'm taking those dragons to King's
That's her
Landing."
arc. She goes over the top and then she gets brought back down to earth.
Exactly.
That's
And
the
then
entirety of
she's like,
Dany's story.
wait, we have a legend here in Jon Snow. She doesn't really know that yet, but then she's like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, don't be a dumbass kind of thing.
So we go back to Winterfell, and Sansa's doing a great job kind
Sure.
of leading.
Mhm.
Probably better than Jon was doing when it comes to just ruling day-to-day stuff. Because Jon's all about war.
See, but how would we know that? Because we don't get to see Jon in the day-to-day stuff, because
but-
Jon's such a big character.
I feel like it's because Jon, every time he's been in command, it's always been for a war. And he even says it himself. He doesn't really like it. He doesn't like being the leader. So I feel when it gets down to sitting on a throne and people coming up to you, like we saw that scene with Dany back in like season 5 or whatever, like I feel like he wouldn't excel at that. I feel like Sansa has the experience. She's seen all these political moves.
He's
She's
too
seen-
logical to do stuff like that.
Yeah. But I feel like Sansa, if she ends up being the ruler of Winterfell or whatever, I think Winterfell is in good hands. She just needs to be
Not if
wary of
Peter's there.
Peter's dead. Arya's killing Peter. Like it kind of sucks because his
They
story,
literally
his
basically
storyline,
they basically showed it in episode 4. Like everyone's like looking down. Okay, we'll get to
his
that.
storyline kind of sizzled out. I'm a little sad about it because he was such a big player, but
He was so
He was like the
intriguing.
master
He was mysterious.
architect.
He
he's
was
trapped.
mysterious.
He's
Yeah.
trapped in Winterfell. Everyone there hates him. All they need to do is prove to the Vale that he is a liar, and then they can kill him.
And Bran,
that's going to happen.
And
with
Bran knows everything. Chaos is a ladder.
He's dead.
Yeah, I could see it, but
He's going to die by his own dagger from Arya.
Robin's about to get a
Aw.
big role, isn't he?
No, I don't
hope
think we'll
not.
see
I
Robin.
hope
Robin
we
is
never
about
see him for
the
the rest of
whole
the show.
season 8 is going to be fucking Robin and is
Robin
going
is
off.
Azor Ahai. He's the prince that's promised.
I hope season 7 concludes the show.
He
and
marries
season
Lady
8
Stoneheart.
I think season 8 is just, it goes back in time and it's his origin story.
Robin's origin story. God, I'd watch it.
I can't even take myself seriously saying that. He was the worst character in the. I think I hated him more than the Sand Sisters.
Batman fly?
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
But Bran comes back to Winterfell, and
Yep.
Sansa's all happy, and then Bran doesn't care because it's not really Bran anymore.
That's not Bran.
Nope, that's not Bran.
It's God.
But
It's literally.
Bran be gone.
and then Bran kind
Well,
of says something that's been memed when he
People
says.
think it's stupid.
I love the memes though when it was like. When it's like,
John-
I saw you and you looked beautiful, and it's like all these things about different characters looking beautiful.
when they
based
were like
on-
when Jon was murdered. I saw you that night.
You
Okay,
look
but anyway, I think he is so out of touch with emotion now that he didn't even think twice about it. But also, Sansa knows that she probably never felt more alone in her whole life, and Bran says that, and obviously it's going to be terrifying, bring up some PTSD stuff for Sansa, but it also proves that Bran is everywhere, even when you feel most alone, which sounds corny as hell, but it's true.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm sick of, like, the past couple times they've shown Bran this season, it's just kind of been nothing. He's saying things that we already know.
Well,
And I kind of want to see his power. Like, I want to see what he's capable of.
I mean, when we get this episode 4, when he's talking to Peter, that was pretty cool. That was a cool
Yeah,
Bran
it was
scene.
cool, but it's stuff that we already know.
And I think it just came off as a little shock to people when Bran was talking to Sansa, because that was like his first kind of Bran gets going in season 7, and he was just so gone.
It's not Bran.
But
I
I mean,
his
episode
character
4.
still.
I mean, once I got used to that, he's just like this kind of
He's
blunt.
the three-eyed raven.
Yeah, he's just this
He's
blunt
like
guy
Dr.
that knows
Manhattan and
everything.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Mike?
I hate Bran.
Do you really?
I hated
Do you hate
Bran
the actor
since the beginning.
or the character?
Do you know how? What got me into the show was Jaime pushing Bran out the window. I was like, yes, I can get into this.
And then ever since then, Jamie's been your favorite character.
Yeah, and just I hate Bran so much. I don't care about anything he has to say ever. He never people are just dragging him around.
You picked the wrong character to do that to, because he's the only character that knows everything now. So
I
everything
know.
he says.
I know, and I hate
So
him
no,
so
this
much.
is on you, Mike. This isn't on Bran.
I'll take
this is
it.
on you.
I'll take it.
No,
I will
but
own this.
I can understand.
Every time he's on scene, I'm like, oh,
No,
okay,
I
I'm about
understand-
to be bored
I don't
for 4
understand
minutes.
why you hate him, but I understand that you hate him.
Every time he's
Will
on
you
screen.
die for my right to hate him?
50-50.
Okay, I'll take it.
But every time he's on screen, you know you're going to learn something new.
I'll learn it when it happens. I'll learn it when it.
What if it already happened?
I can't take his
He's the
stupid
only-
face with his he never moves his eyebrows ever. His eyebrows move
He's gone.
less than his legs.
He's gone.
Whoa. All right.
Okay,
so
but time out really fast. You say you would just learn when it happens. Bran's the only bridge for the viewer to the past.
I don't care
How
about
can you not
Bran.
respect that?
I don't care about the past. I don't care what happened 300 years ago. I don't care about the
I
past
do.
dragons.
Okay, that's fine. I do.
I don't
That's
care
fine.
about.
wait, every event in the past in Game of Thrones is like coming back. Like the Field of Fire happened in the past. The exact same thing pretty much just
Yeah,
happened.
the 3 prequels to Star Wars elucidated the
The
past
best
too.
movies. So then we have
Revenge of the Sith, wasn't it?
Jon and Dany have a heart-to-heart, and it's just one-on-one them talking. And the best line in the entire show is delivered when he talks about how Tyrion talks a lot, and then Dany says, "Well, he's good, like we always do. We always like what we're good at." And then Jon's like, "I don't."
Because he murders everyone.
Yeah.
And he's the best fighter ever.
Stone cold killer.
Do you
Since-
think? Time out. Do you think Jon beats Arya in a
That's what I was
little
about to say.
in a little squabble? You think?
No.
I think no.
I think Jon decapitates her.
The craziest thing about Arya is it's like you're basically fighting Yoda. You got the smallest thing possible, the smallest like thing to hit,
Whoa. I
and
think
it's super fast. Like there's no way.
Game of Thrones is Star Wars.
So
Alright.
then, after that little heart-to-heart, Dany says that Jon can mine the dragon glass,
Yep.
which is big because
Sweet.
we're finally gonna get some.
Get your mining level up.
Yeah, I don't know what the White Walkers have been doing for the past
Got
couple
him.
episodes, just
Yeah.
walking.
Got a
What
good
are they
montage
showing?
coming of
I hope
dragon
so.
glass being forged into
no.
weapons, like a very Lord of the
Gendry comes
Rings
back.
style.
That'd be cool.
Forges.
I hope we get another montage or just this lockdown shot of the White Walkers. I missed them the past 2 episodes.
Well, I think
know, I
we'll
miss
see
them too.
We'll see him in
I miss
episode
them.
5.
I miss them.
Like honestly, like we'll get to when we get to episode 4, like with the stakes were risen
What are you talking about? What stake?
for the battle, like because you have 2 main characters on each side.
Okay.
When we get to the battle with the White Walkers and stuff, I like
Where
I
the
like
White Walker
Walkers.
King
I
kills
like-
Bran.
I like the White Walkers.
Well, the White Walker King is Bran. So then,
Whoa.
Danny's
That's Mike's worst nightmare.
Bran's
Dan-
everything.
Danny's with like her small council talking about the battles that are about to happen, and we get kind of like this, like you said, like a Guy Ritchie style
Yeah,
thing.
I didn't know how I felt about that. I really do like Guy Ritchie as a director, but then again, I sit down for 2 hours, I'm watching only a Guy Ritchie thing. But I sat down and watched the Game of Thrones episode. You know, I'm all for their creative transitions and everything, but I didn't like the way they took this whole battle scene and just Guy Ritchie'd it when you have a narrator and you just squeeze that down just so you can get it done, keep it moving, which I guess makes sense for the episode structure. But
If
I
we
just,
had to
it wasn't Game of Thrones at that
Is it just a
point.
logistics thing? Is it just because we need to,
If we had to sacrifice that battle for the battle that we get in episode 4,
Oh, absolutely. You know what? Looking back, I don't even care. But I'm just saying it wasn't really Game of Thrones style.
a lot
tempo.
of new styles this season though. There's been like 3 or 4 new
And
devices.
I mean, the transitions I'm all for. That's like a 5-second or like a 3-second thing that just is smooth. But this just was different. Like every battle we've seen in Game of Thrones thus far, you see the battle. And season 7, episode 3 is the first one where you have like a narrator.
It seems like it's asking a bit much because there's a lot of cool new things, but there's just so many. Every episode, there's something you haven't seen in Game of Thrones before, but like noticeably.
We got to bump up the budget and we got to have a full battle sequence.
The production value is way down, guys.
No. Stop. Okay.
you forget about there was a very great battle that happened where we didn't get to see any of it because Tyrion got knocked out before the battle happened, and then he wakes up at the end of it.
I'm okay with that.
The next bullet point.
It was a small battle. It was a skirmish.
Jaime kind of uses the like Rob's tactic, he says, where he kind of left some Lannisters there, barely any, and went and took Highgarden from Olenna.
Tyrells,
Yeah.
yep.
And Euron kind of made Grey Worm and his whole group kind of stuck in Castle
Rest in
Rock.
peace to the Tyrells, by the way. Their whole family's dead, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Olenna went off.
She went off like she does.
Yeah.
That's her. And I really like that. Surprised Jaime didn't just go ahead and just devastate her.
Now,
Right.
people think it's a big deal that she told Jaime that like Tyrion didn't do it, but didn't Jaime already kind of figure that he didn't do it
He
Yeah,
he already
Jaime's
said that. Yeah, he said.
Jaime's always been on Tyrion's kind of side. Like it's like
until
a low.
he killed his father, and then he said, "Next time I see him, I'm gonna cut him in half."
Did he really? I don't
Yeah.
remember that. Okay. Well, it was kind of always like a low key thing, and you know Tyrion's always gonna stay down for his day one kind of thing.
Seeing as how he's already a half, is it more like a fourth?
It'd be no. Well, he'd be a quarter man.
Right.
Yeah.
Cut him into a quarter.
Next bullet point.
I mean, but it's still on the Olenna thing because she kind of says, "Let Cersei know that
Yeah.
I was the one that."
Jaime's not going to.
Do we think Jaime's getting back to Cersei this season?
No. And the next time
I don't
he sees
see
her,
it.
he's gonna kill her.
I don't see it. I think he's out and about.
I'm kidding. That's a little too hype.
See, I think that whole speech kind of made me sad about Jaime's character because he's still dedicated to Cersei.
Well, all I know is he's not gonna tell Cersei that was said. He won't. And if he does, go ahead and give this video a dislike in the future.
All right, well, that's how episode 3 ends. Episode 4 is a big one. It leaked early. I didn't watch it.
I didn't even see anything about it.
I didn't even know it leaked
Except
early.
I did see a screenshot though of Arya and Winterfell, but we saw that in the sneak peek from episode 3. So
All I saw was that it like the leak was in standard definition, and everyone was like, "Just wait till it's in HD, guys."
I don't get people. Why ruin it?
I don't know.
Why?
It's terrible.
Yeah,
People don't
be
think
the
they're
first
ruining
one to
it.
see it,
People don't
exactly.
think they're ruining it, but they are. Because if you say like if I said, "Hey, somebody told me, hey, don't tell me what the Cubs score is," and I'll be like, "Hey, trust me, you're gonna like it." It's like, okay, well, you're kind of giving something away there.
I did that to you. the
You
other
did do
day.
that to me.
And how'd you feel when you watched the game?
I was really upset that a plane didn't land on Wrigley Field and blow everybody up.
All right. Next bullet point.
No, okay. I was good. Oh, I think the main thing that the whole leaks boil down to is that some people have waited 20 years.
I don't know. That's not it, because guess what? The people that waited 20 years did not spoil it for themselves.
I can say that probably a lot of them did. That
I
they
disagree.
some people just are done watching the show, and they're because there's way more leaks. Like I'm scared to go on Reddit sometimes because I guess the whole season like scripts and stuff leaked, and people know what happens.
From main news articles and stuff, I've only heard that the script from episode 4 leaked, and then a couple days later the episode leaked. Nothing else has been released. Ballers, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that whole season got leaked. So
this is why you guys cannot be reading news. It's all fake news, and it's the leakers that are the problem. And I think we should all just
hire a plumber.
Just let whoever's running HBO figure it out, guys. They're new. They're new at this.
I disagree with Nate on this one. Getting back to it, I disagree with Nate. I think that the people that have been waiting are the type of people. I'm completely just stereotyping everyone, but I truly think that I think it's fair to assume maybe those people that have been waiting would rather want to see it in its full glory on HBO Sunday night, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Don't look up anything. Don't stay away from the internet, guys. Guys, stay away from the internet.
I go on the internet. And I didn't see anything except a screenshot, and I already knew it.
This is going to be on the internet, isn't it?
This will be on the internet, youtube.com.
So episode 4 starts off with Jaime kind of looking at all of the Tyrell gold.
But real quick, just before you get... No, I'm just kidding.
So all the Tyrell gold is heading to King's Landing, about to pay off the debt that the Lannisters owe.
Which is stupid. I wish it would... Okay, I'm not going to say anything yet, but I wish...
But we finally get our first glimpse of Bran in a long time. My boy Bran's back.
With a vengeance.
He's living life.
Yeah.
He still wants that castle. Where's his castle at?
They did promise him a castle. What's up with that?
Like they promised castle. Bran is the best investment the Lannisters ever had.
Remember what Cersei told Euron after the war? Jaime did the same thing to Bran, so you know Bran's dying.
Or
Jaime.
Or Bran joins the Targaryen side. Because that's where
Tyrion's
his boy there.
Yeah.
At this point, wouldn't it be like a harder bet to try to say like who's going to survive in the show rather than who's going to die? Like if you can pick, like there's only going to be a handful.
I feel like more people. Like that,
I guess. Yeah.
I feel like more people are going to survive than we think.
You think so?
Yep.
Do you think they're going to try to...
But their fate might not be the best.
I think they all end up in Winterfell in the end, and they just live there together, full house style.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think they're going to do that, though? Like, honestly, do you think they're going to un-Game Thrones, like, all of the shit they've done and try to make it up to the fans and just have, like, a happy ending?
No.
I don't know. Okay.
It's not going to be a happy ending.
I saw on Reddit, just to break off here for a second, I saw on Reddit in the discussion for episode 4, there's, like, at least 20 people that are like, this episode sucked. This was only fan service stuff. And it's like, give them a break. Fans. Like, literally, it's gone 70-plus episodes where you don't know what's coming. They could let it settle down for, like, with the Stark reunion and everything like that, which we'll get to. Like, people need to just calm down.
Just too much Bran for me. Too much Bran. That's all.
You got to calm it down.
George R.R. Martin said that it's a bittersweet ending, and people have been holding on to that forever. So what I think, my personal prediction, is everyone's sleeping on Cersei. Everyone thinks Cersei's going to die.
If she doesn't, then this show, I'll never rewatch it.
Cersei is the queen, and she will stay the queen. Jon and Dany and all that, basically everyone else in the show is going to end up fighting and probably dying for the White Walkers and stop the White Walkers.
That's not sweet then.
But
that's not. I mean, it's bitter, but it's not.
Right. Jon's probably going to live. White Walkers will be dead. Dany's dead. Cersei's queen, and that's.
What if the last shot of the show is after everyone's fallen except Cersei and Jon? The last shot is him opening the door and she's sitting on the throne.
And then Jon kills himself.
Well, no. But like the ultimate showdown with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
All right, that's a throwback. Go ahead.
But we cut back kind of correlation with the gold to Cersei talking to the Iron Bank guy. Talked about the not Golden Compass, but Golden Company, and she's basically going to get more of an army.
See, that made me mad because I missed the part where the Tarly said that it made it to King's Landing. So I was thinking this whole time that Cersei doesn't know what's coming because Dany just blew up everything, but they had to throw that in there so Cersei can get some more power.
Well, it is pretty important that
Mike, do you agree?
Yes.
Well, she destroyed the food, so that was the only thing that was preventing them from being like hurt by a siege. So they could lay siege to the King's Landing now, Dany.
They can melt it down.
Yeah, just blow up King's Landing, guys. Like, Euron said it himself. Like, all the citizens in King's Landing are so warped by this point. Go for it, Dany. Blow it up. I know you want to, so just do it.
She really does want to. She's got new toys. She wants to use them. Do you know how happy she was on top of that dragon?
Well, yeah, until it got spear in its jugular.
It didn't die. But we cut to Bran having his moment with Littlefinger. Littlefinger gives him the dagger that was meant to kill him. That was clearly staged by Littlefinger. And then Bran knows everything that's happening.
Chaos is a ladder.
Yeah,
That was a great little
spits
scene.
in Littlefinger's face. That's the most scared I've ever seen Littlefinger, because that's the
Yeah.
one thing that screws him. Is when
Oh,
people know his
it's-
secrets, he's screwed, and Bran knows all of his
It
secrets.
was so fun too because Bran just completely blindsided him there, and then Arya comes down here. He's watching her fight Brienne of Tarth, and he's like, "Dang!" He's starting.
He's
like,
like-
he thought they were gonna come back and like just be Bran's paralyzed. Arya's just
He
this
thought
little girl.
he thought he could treat Bran like Robin by giving him a gift, and then he has his. Nah, man, Bran isn't Bran anymore. This isn't even a kid.
It's God.
This
It's-
is like
it's a
some
god.
next level. Not even. It's like he knows everything. He knows all of Littlefinger's crap. Littlefinger's screwed. He's dead. I'm sorry. Like, his story was cool. Like, I was interested to see like what his giant plan was, but his one weakness is knowing his secrets, and Bran knows all of them, and he can just expose him as soon as people start believing Bran can tell and sees and stuff.
Unless he has one bigger fish to fry, or two that like Peter Baelish's plans don't fuck with the master plan. Screw with.
Bran does have bigger fish to fry. He said it like 30 times that I have to be ready when the long night comes.
Right.
So.
He's not concerned with thrones.
Maybe Baelish is still loyal to Cersei, and he's gonna be doing
What?
some stuff.
I don't
What?
think so. And if that is true, like, come on.
Why?
Because that
In what
'cause
world? She's not a Stark.
in a world where the Stark starts screwing him and he could die there.
It makes more sense to me that Varys would be on Cersei's side still.
Because that makes less sense to me.
Varys takes Tyrion to Essos.
Varys, since episode 2 or episode 3, has always been planning against the crown. Littlefinger, on the other hand, has always done stuff to help the Lannisters.
I don't think so.
Littlefinger helps Littlefinger.
Yeah. Next bullet.
Bran and Mira comes in.
That was stupid on her part. Like, you know that this isn't him anymore.
It's
Exit
still
the room.
sad.
And
I
then
mean, she's given so much of her freaking
has,
life.
but
That was
you
fan
know-
service. That was just giving the fans a goodbye to Mira.
Yeah, bye, Mira.
Yeah, like, get out the room.
Get your dad, who's way more important. Like, he knows Jon is a Targaryen. Bring him back. Where's Howland doing? Is he just holed up in
Where's
his castle?
Jojen?
Rest in peace, Jojen.
No, I do agree. Like, oh, my brother gave your life for you, but like, you literally have witnessed this guy turn into like this guy that's supposed to be living in a tree.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird for her though, because think about it. Like, she was by herself for the whole stretch from the cave to the wall. She was basically by herself. Like, you can't talk to Bran anymore. Bran's not gonna hold a conversation with you.
nothing but some weird small talk.
Bran
maybe.
just downloading from the cloud everything onto his head. But Arya finally arrives at Winterfell, and
I really liked her whole sequence. That was my first Arya scene since she probably killed the waif. Since I've been really excited for Arya. I mean, the Walder Frey thing was pretty cool. But you could tell that just wanted to kickstart the season. They wanted to do that. I kind of saw that coming.
I could go with the rest of the show with everybody just underestimating Arya and then her getting the better of them. I love it.
I did. I love the whole Peter Baelish and Sansa thing. So I think everyone's like, Sansa like hate her own family now that she knows they're better. I think Sansa just realizes this isn't her normal family. Like, this is just different.
she also realizes like she's been through some crap, and then she's thinking like, what has my family been through? Like, imagine that span of time that she's been going through crap, like the worst of the worst. Bran had to be going through the worst of the worst. Arya had to be going through the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
Jon died. That's worse than anyone that ever lived.
No. What? Torture's worse than death.
And I think rape is
Yeah,
worse
Theon, Azor Ahai, you're right.
I think rape is worse than death.
It's a kind of torture. No, it isn't. You're right.
I don't know.
I'd
We're
rather
getting
die
into
than
some
be
moral
raped. Is it-
territory.
Yeah, I'd rather die.
This is a heavy
But
subject.
it's kind of like when you think about Jon's death, though, it's more than just him dying. He was legitimately betrayed, and everything that he kind of
And
fought
he came
for
back
was-
and he hung them.
Do you think Jon really wants to be back?
Yeah.
Do you think if he could die, he would just accept it?
Jon doesn't want to lead anything. That's why Sansa's better at it.
Yeah.
But Jon's just good.
People want Jon to be king. I don't want him to.
I want him to go find a
I
little
want him to be the
cottage
Night
in
King.
I want him to find a little cottage in a nice little suburb of Westeros, and I want him to calm down at the end and just chill out because he deserves it.
Just general. I want Sansa to boss him around, and he can be her general, and then he just makes no more decisions. I'm tired of him making decisions and them always being right.
They're all good.
I know.
He's the chosen one. He's the LeBron James.
It's not even. It's not even that they're
Westeros.
all right. It's that it's the easy decision if you know what he knows. Like that's the thing is that he knows that. If you knew that you had to fight against this giant thing, what would you do? Try to unite everyone possible, and that's all he's trying to do.
He's a good guy. I get
Mike,
it.
come on,
I
man.
get
The
it.
one stupid thing that John's did that I was like, you're an
Did?
idiot, is that when he charged with Rickon's whole thing.
That's his family.
Who-
That's different.
No, who cares about Rickon? The kid is nothing.
He was a waste of screen time,
He's
honestly.
completely nothing.
Give me 5 more minutes of the Night King over Rickon. I don't even care. You could have just said in like a little scroll.
I'll take
Rickon
I'll take
died.
Rickon over
Rickon
Bran though.
died.
Rickon's dead. Give me 5 more minutes of the Night's King throughout the series. I'm good.
But anyways, so Arya's back at Winterfell. It's kind of weird because like she probably doesn't recognize anyone. It's the first time she's been back since episode 1.
What'd you think of the comedic relief with the 2 guards?
And
It's
not
kind of
into it.
similar to a scene in season 1 where she's trying to get back into King's Landing.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just gonna keep happening to Arya.
I'd rather have him be mean than
They were kinda
than
mean.
funny.
They were kind of mean.
No, I
They
mean
were
like I mean
stupid
like
mean.
I
They
mean
were
like get
stupid
the
mean.
out of here. I keep swearing. I'm sorry. I mean like get out of here before.
They were stupid mean. And they basically
They were
did
bungling.
Say, they basically did say get out of here. They're like
they
"We
were
don't have time."
bungling.
They're like, "We
There
don't
was
have
no intelligence. There was no like this is a hard life and things are actually going to happen to you if you leave. It was just bungling kids. It was 2 Ed Sheerans up there.
Damn it with the Ed Sheeran.
I know.
So Sansa talks to Arya for the first time in forever, and
That was fun.
she of course doesn't believe that Arya's a killer, and all that.
Well,
stuff.
no one does. And
But-
then Arya's like,
But like honestly, if Sansa knew that Arya wanted to be a fighter, and it's like, what do you think she did when she had nothing tying her down to?
Are they going to get into that, or is that just going to be like
What?
we just cut to them at the end of the conversation? She's like, and that's what happened to me.
I don't think they'll even waste time cutting to them telling the story.
and that's my story.
But the even more intriguing thing is when Sansa kind of says like Bran's back, and then she really doesn't say anything else. It's like, oh yeah, our entire family's dead except Bran. Bran's all we have left. Really.
Bran's dead too.
And Jon.
Bran's dead. Yeah.
Bran's dead.
The two isn't it weird to think that the 2 Starks left are Sansa and Arya?
That is weird.
That's the 2 Starks.
Bran, he's not Bran anymore.
He will never. He will never have children.
Oh, well,
Like he'll never stretch on the Stark
Oh.
lineage.
yeah.
It's Arya and Sansa's all that's left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Stark. So when you guys were saying the Starks are dead, you actually meant the family name's dead.
No, they'll continue because they'll keep their name. Because the Highborn keeps their name.
Okay.
But so Bran and Arya, Bran actually hugs Arya back.
I don't know. He didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Did
Yep.
he?
But I think
Nothing's
people
too crazy.
people were looking into it like, does he like Arya better than Sansa? Does he know something that Sansa does? No, I think it was after Mira said you're not human anymore. He tried to be a little bit more human and actually hug
Yeah.
someone back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Bran, of course, knows stuff about Arya. Arya doesn't seem too freaked out about it. Like
Oh, I can't
when he
remember
goes
what
like,
he said.
I saw you at the crossroads. I thought you were gonna go to King's Landing.
Oh,
and then she
yeah.
said, I did too. And then who's in
Winter.
King's Landing? Cersei. What other names are on your list? They're all dead already. Sansa's like, what am I? What did I get myself into? My family's crazy.
Mhm. That's
But-
kind of fun to see Sophie Turner and Macy Williams on screen though, because they are like best friends. in
It's
real
kind of
life.
weird.
It was
Like,
good- it was good to. It was fun.
Fake
to see
news.
them start.
but Bran hasn't been on screen with them since episode 1 of the entire show.
that can't be true.
It's 100% true.
They
Sounds right.
should have waited till the last episode then.
Okay, but Bran gives the dagger to Arya.
Yeah, that's
And
sweet.
I'm gonna throw some tinfoil on. So get your tinfoil hats.
I mean, I never take mine off.
He went to go hand it to Arya. Then Arya takes the dagger from him, and he kind of like, I don't know. He has like a weird look on him when he gives it to her. Like he knows what this is gonna do.
Oh yeah,
Like, he
for
hands
for
it,
sure.
and then he's like,
Bran.
"That's what I think."
You think so?
Yeah, I think Bran's the Night King. And that she kills the Night King with the dagger, and that kills Bran. And he knows something is up with this dagger, and that Arya's gonna kill something or someone, and Bran, he knows it has to happen, but it's not the best thing.
I don't know. Like that's super tinfoil. I think that
Let's-
what will end up happening is she just kills Peter Baelish with it, and he was hesitant to give it to her because he knows that once he's dead, some dominoes are gonna fall.
Interesting, but also it's Valyrian steel, and all the Valyrian steel weapons are gonna come into play. Everyone that has one is important.
Back up. Why is Bran the Night King?
Bran's the Night King, man.
He's just saying it. He's guessing. I don't think so.
But why would Bran be leading the White Walkers to south?
We don't even know what the White Walkers want in general.
To kill everyone.
I don't think
And
that's
the thing
true.
is,
I don't think that's true
Night
because
King
the whole
touches Bran in the vision. I think maybe there's some correlation between Bran
Well, they
and the Night King, but Bran isn't the Night
they
King.
definitely get their magic from the same place, and that's why he can notice him when he's not
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not
Yeah,
even a war.
connected
Children
for
of the
sure.
Forest or-
But controlling, because the Night King was coming after him before he met Tree Dude.
Yeah.
Was he coming after him?
He was going somewhere. And Bran didn't
Maybe
have power of
maybe
him.
the night. See, the thing that I think is with the White Walkers is that they don't even want to be White Walkers. Like they're stuck for eternity, stuck in this.
Night
so
King
I think
really cool. I'd want.
So I think if they kill Bran, they won't exist anymore. So I think they just want to die.
I don't buy it.
I could see that, except maybe like some Beauty and the Beast things. They kill Bran, they come back. Except that obviously the whites.
I don't know. I feel like everyone thinks that the White Walkers are just some evil, and there's been there's Ramsay and Joffrey have been the true really evil characters, and George R.R. Martin is very anti-war, super stereotypical characters. So why would he create something that's the most stereotypical evil force? It's just they just want to kill everything.
Well, no, I agree
don't
with
think
you on
that's
that,
what
but I don't think Bran is the Night King.
they have some connection.
They do, but I think it's just the magic thing. Like they're the same.
Right.
They're the same kind.
Right, like they
Except
both feel a force.
They're I think there's a good part of the Three-Eyed Raven, the Children of the Force, and then there's the bad, which is the White Walkers. So they're basically the same thing, except it's like an evil twin kind of
So
thing.
would you say that
Yeah.
the Children of the Force are good, even though they created the White Walkers?
They're neutral.
No, they're dumbasses.
They are because they just.
And that's why they're all dead.
They're not all dead though. The ones north of the wall are dead, but there's still some on the Isle of Faces.
Okay, whatever.
They're just neutral characters. They're not evil. They didn't create the White Walkers to take over all of Westeros.
Or did Bran create the White Walkers? He told the Children of the Force.
Yeah,
to
see,
make
there's
them.
got to be something with Bran.
Maybe that's it. But Bran is not the Night King, so your tinfoil's stupid. But
Bran
some of
and
it's
Bran and the Night King are connected, and when one dies, he dies too.
No.
Nope. Me and Mike shut it down.
No.
Stupid. If it happens though, come back and give this video a dislike.
No, because I was right.
Unsubscribe from our
I
channel.
was right. Don't dislike it.
Unsubscribe from the Talan Brothers channel, all because of him. If that happens.
So then we cut to Jon and Dany in the cave, and he drew
That was
he
fine.
drew the cave drawings. So that
Yeah,
she
he
would-
got his crayons out and drew himself. Look what I found. Kind of
everyone's been saying
that was
that
fine.
too.
That was fine. That was just thrown in there to add some exposition.
Interesting is that we see the symbols that the White Walkers keep making. So they have
It'll come out, Nate. Just let's calm it down.
no, the White Walkers
We'll get there.
and the children. I think that they just want to kill the children or something because they keep making the symbol of their creators.
We'll see.
Very ancient, very thing.
What's your I was thinking about it with the Night King and his three amigos.
I think there's more. There's more though, isn't there?
I don't know, but do you think maybe one with the long hair is like Rhaegar or something, something cool like that, or do you think they're just who they are?
I don't think any of them are really. All of them besides the Night King are Craster's sons, aren't they?
But I think
a
minus
lot
the
of 'em?
four, minus those four, the four horsemen.
I think the Night King is a Stark. If it's not Bran, it's a Stark because something
be
is
cool.
important about
That'd be so cool, but for you to say Bran is the Night King, unsubscribe from the Talan Brothers.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Please don't do that. That'd actually make me kind of sad if that. people
But
actually
Dany
listen.
once
I'm
again
doing
says
it.
that she'll fight for the North if Jon bends the knee, and of course he doesn't.
Yeah,
But she
no,
says
I'm
something-
with Jon on this. Who cares?
I'm too.
Yeah, I am too. But she says something that Jon said to Mance Rayder, where it was
Yeah.
what's more important, their survival or your pride?
It's funny. You know what's funny though about that is that they were talking about like life or death, and this Dany is forcing that. Like Dany chooses. It's all on her. That kind of thing. Like life or death was coming no matter what on Mance Rayder's side. Mm-hmm. For her, she's kind of just she's. It's like an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Like I'm still like interested in Dany's storyline. Lots of people of people have turned on her.
I'm kind of like not as excited as I was about her. Like when she came out after she killed all the Dothraki, like all the Dothraki when
The
I
pals.
can't whatever. That part was really cool for me. I was like, sweet, she's back. And now I'm kind of like, she's okay and like she's making her moves, but Jon's 100 times better.
Wait, the thing that
Straight up.
makes me upset with her is that she keeps saying things that contradict her entire stance. Because in the preview for episode 5, she says like, "I'm not a murderer.
She's evolving.
Bend the knee or die." That's like what she says. She says that.
She's evolving.
She didn't get an education.
Yeah.
So
What?
give her the
No
benefit
one got
of
an
the-
education.
Jon did.
No.
Why can't Bran just warg into Cersei and then just stab himself? In the
Why
neck?
can't Bran warg into the Night King and become him?
Nate, get
Night
away.
King's dead.
Night King is well alive. Night King.
The dead alive.
Wait, hear me
No,
out.
the White.
Hear me
I
out,
don't think the
hear me
White
out.
Walkers are dead. I think they're.
They
like,
call them the
they're
dead.
living creatures.
They call them
Hear
the
me
dead.
out.
They raise the dead.
You're thinking of whites.
Yeah, the living
You're
dead.
thinking of whites.
That's not White
Whites
Walkers.
are the zombies.
Like
Okay.
the ice
Saw
dudes.
Hard House.
Okay.
I feel like the ice
White
dudes are
Walkers
raised.
are like the Night King type, where you just have this like ice demon.
So they're like archangels type thing.
Yeah, I don't. Man,
But hear me
just
out.
Tell me more about
Hear
the
me
White
out.
Walkers.
What if Bran is the Night King?
Okay.
I'm 100% kidding. I'm sorry.
So Dany gets mad at Tyrion.
That's a good idea, actually. Why didn't you come up with that, Nate?
So Dany gets mad at Tyrion and like kind of says, like, "Are you taking it easy on your family?"
We've touched on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like. I think we can kind of skip over that
No,
one.
no,
but
no, because something interesting happens after that is that Dany goes to Jon for advice.
we talked about that too. Like Jon knows what's up, and Mike said that's basically her whole arc is she like is insane. She's mad queen, and then someone's like, "Hey, stop being a dumbass."
So what happens when all the people that are telling her to calm down
She'll
are
be
there?
dead by then.
She becomes the Mad Queen. She absolutely.
that's but she'll be dead by then.
that story arc is going to come full around.
I
That's-
think Jon kills Dany and Bran's the Night King. But then we get this one of the coolest sword fights I feel in the show between Arya and Brienne.
for sure.
It was fun. It wasn't one of the cool it wasn't like a
There wasn't tension.
hard home.
No,
That was-
that's a sword fight, like a one-on-one.
But-
like a fun thing.
Arya
Yeah.
beat a swordsman that beat Jaime Lannister.
Also, a
that
little,
beat the Hound.
but
Right.
the Jaime Lannister thing has an asterisk next to it.
Sure.
But
People say Jaime Lannister was the best.
he was the best.
Yeah, he's the
No,
best.
he wasn't. Sir Barristan was the
No,
best.
people said that Jaime was the best
The thing.
that ever was in
Well,
the
no,
show,
no, no,
the
no,
book.
no, you're getting ahead of yourself.
No, he's the
Jaime-
best.
Jaime was the best at the time because Barristan got older, but Barristan in his prime was like awesome. Arthur Dayne,
And we saw him, right?
The dual wield sword guy was probably the best swords fighter ever in the show.
And how'd he die again?
Got stabbed in the back.
I hate Game of Thrones.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, but it was actually Gwendolyn Christie and Maisie Williams doing that whole entire thing.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
It's pretty interesting because usually John's the only one that really Kit Harington does all of his sword stuff by himself, and you can tell
Pompeii.
He did all of his own stunts in Pompeii.
Pompeii it's 90. I think it has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
He insisted on being the person to kill the horse.
Well, hold on. What's Pompeii at on Rotten Tomatoes?
So then after that but something interesting is that people were kind of looking into the way Sansa was looking down on the fight.
Yeah, we talked about that too. I think she just realizes.
I think she's just horrified.
She's
by
like, "What happened when they were gone?" But then she was like,
Yeah.
"Wait, what happened to me when they were gone?"
And Littlefinger kind of tries to give a smirk to Arya, and then Arya's not having it.
And Arya's like, "I'm gonna murder your ass if you keep looking at me."
Also, Littlefinger wasn't on her list.
I think he's gonna be soon.
For what? He killed Joffrey.
When Bran tells
No, he didn't.
Arya that when Bran
He
tells
was
Arya
very involved in killing Joffrey.
when Bran you're missing the gold thing, you're missing the Joffrey thing. What do you even pay attention to the show?
Do not disrespect me when you say that. Please don't.
Okay, but
You got a little notification. Okay, keep going.
when Bran tells Arya that Littlefinger betrayed Ned, Littlefinger's dead.
Yeah, and I mean, Bran must. He's not the same emotional person he was before. But I mean, he's got to have some care in his heart that Peter did something to murder his father.
I'll bet
Or
you.
his surrogate
Yeah,
father,
he-
since apparently Bran's been living forever.
He at least knows that it's important to Arya and Sansa and Jon.
Yeah, but does he even care about them anymore?
Yeah, because I think he cares about the people that are important,
Yeah, that's all.
and
he's
I
on.
think
That's
that
all he's
Arya is
on.
important.
What if she isn't? Like, what if Arya does nothing?
I'm okay with that.
Now that she has a Valerian dagger,
She's still awesome.
Like before, I kind of was like, "What is she like? She can't do anything when it
She's-
gets down to it." But now she has a weapon that can
When
kill
this
White
show is
Walkers.
all said and done, I think Arya will be one of those sleeper characters because I think she's
No
had one
one's
of the-
sleeping on Arya.
No
I
one's
love
sleeping on
her.
She's
Arya.
had one of the best arcs in the show.
Yeah, but that's why people aren't sleeping on her.
I think people are sleeping on her, guys. I'm just gonna come out and say it.
Also,
People are taking a
George,
snooze. They're doing a snooze on her.
George,
If she does kill him, I'm thinking Sansa would do it like an approval nod. Like she somehow like has the
Is that
decision
gonna be
to make.
Sansa's arc? She just every time someone she doesn't like gets killed, she just
Sansa, here, I think Sansa's arc is that she's gonna be the good Cersei. Like she's gonna have the brains of Cersei, but like not
Yeah.
suck at ruling.
I completely agree with that.
And
She's got
gonna
the
be-
hair. She's got the
I
hair
hate
going.
She's gonna be queen of the North. That's
I
how.
hate, I hate Cersei, and I'm not even saying that like a Joffrey hate just because he's like a bad character. I just don't like Cersei's character.
You really don't.
I really don't like. She's a fine villain, but I don't like her.
I think she's excellent.
No. I think
Because I can't
I've
help.
had too much of her. She's been in the show since the beginning. I think maybe I'm just starting to get sick of her.
I admire Cersei because she always finds a way to get stuff to work. Like when Danny came over, I was like, "There's no way Cersei's gonna last a second." Then she starts making plays and starts kind of pushing it on Danny. I'm like, Cersei knows what's up. She knows what she's doing.
She's her father's daughter.
Yeah, she knows what she's
Oh,
doing.
Tywin was one of my favorites. See, I think that honestly, that's more it than anything else. It's just that Cersei has literally been in the show since the beginning.
So is Jon. So is half the characters that are still alive.
But Cersei's always been a bitch.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, hold on. Let's.
I mean, nothing- what
there
else-
must have been
what's
one
that-
moment where Cersei wasn't a bitch.
Yeah, when
they're
she's talking
kids,
to
but
when
then
she's
they're all
talking
dead, and she doesn't care anymore.
when she's talking to Robert that one time and they're like laughing when it's like
Yeah.
what holds together the country, and then she says our marriage, and it's like that is a funny joke, Cersei. Good job. Also,
That's all writing. That's not Cersei.
that's the character. The
I'm
writing
kidding.
is the character.
See, that was a joke. You went over your head.
You hate on Cersei like the same reason why he hates on Bronn. You're just hating on her for the wrong reasons.
I think she's a great villain.
I don't hate on Bronn, I hate on Bran.
Me
Bran.
personally, I'm sick of her. I know she's a great character, but like I'm just kind of sick of her.
You would be okay with her dying next episode?
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. I don't dislike her as much as you do, but I'm seriously okay with her being done with this show.
Villain, great character, great actress. I really like
Daenerys is the new Cersei, and that would be awesome for me.
Cersei on the Iron Throne at the end of the show.
Vomit. Never rewatched the show until maybe the last episode.
I
I'm kidding.
vehemently do not want that to
I'm
happen.
kidding. I'm kidding, but like, I just don't see it happening.
I want to believe.
enough.
I want
I
to.
know.
I want to believe Nick. I'm gonna go with Nick on this one.
So then Jon and Theon meet in
Tinfoil.
Dragonstone. And
happened?
Jon and Theon meet.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
They
Nothing
do.
too much. He just.
But hey, gotta keep giving props to Theon's actor, dude. This guy is like, if you think about
why,
it,
like, why would he sign on for?
yeah, if you think about it, his character throughout the entire show has been different every single season, and he's had to play basically a different character all the time.
I respect him. I do. What's his name?
Alfie Allen.
Alfie Allen. Very good. Very good.
But then Theon says
I'm
he
sure
needs
he's happy about our approval.
Yeah.
Here,
Right,
I'm
right.
telling him.
He watches the
stamp
show.
of approval from the We Know Nothing podcast. We'll give him a trophy somehow. Send it to his.
I just don't see that happening.
It'll be
Just
like a golden
Bran not
dick
being
on
my
a
king. That's
on a
the point.
pedestal.
Well, Jon says that the queen's not here, and then we cut to Jaime and Bronn, and then we basically get one of the best battle sequences
Yep.
Game of Thrones ever
First
seen.
off, I want to
Yeah.
say that people made a huge deal out of the Ed Sheeran thing, and in this episode,
Stop bringing up Ed
listen,
Sheeran.
but in this episode, we got a solid 5 to 10 second shot with Noah Syndergaard in it. He's a pitcher for the Mets. TV went out again, but no one complained about him. I mean, I'm sure he's not as famous as Ed Sheeran, but like, just
Did he
give
sing
the
a song?
Completely
No,
different.
Ed Sheeran's
Did he
voice
have
is
a speaking
beautiful.
part?
Exactly. Completely different.
I don't care. Everyone needs to calm down with the cameos.
I'm-
It's not a big deal.
Hey,
Don't touch me.
I'm on your side about the Ed Sheeran thing, but it's a completely different type of cameo.
I just wanted to point it out because
Wrong.
still people don't know that was in there.
Well, no one cares.
Next bullet point.
It's the battle. We gotta just talk about the battle.
We'll get
The
there.
battle was
We'll
great.
get there.
The featurette that I watched then, it's 13 minutes. We'll put the link in the description for you. It's pretty incredible. Nate will put the link in the description for you. Just go
Internet.
ahead and watch it. It shows how many people need to work on a scene like this, what work goes into it, and I think is one of the best of the show. I do personally, just kind of like the Cersei thing, I like the Battle of the Bastards a little bit better. But
A
this,
little bit.
a little bit better.
Okay.
But this fight scene was one of the best in the show. This is something everyone's been waiting for, to see a full-grown dragon with Daenerys on the back just torching everyone.
I agree with everything you just said.
Hard Home is my favorite,
Oh, yeah.
and then Battle of the Bastards and this are like kind of tied for me.
The thing is, now that you say that, Hard Home is my favorite too, but I don't see him as the same type of battle. I see Battle of the Bastards and this one's similar. Hard Home's in a whole different class because it's with the White Walkers, and like that was just.
When are we getting back to the White Walkers?
We need some more. I'm
White
telling
Walkers.
you, take out Rickon. They need to go back and do like the writer's cut or something. Actually, not the writer's cut, director's cut. Take out Rickon, all the parts in the show. Probably around what 5 to 10 minutes.
I need the whole
Yeah.
last
5 to
season to
10
be
minutes.
them fighting the White Walkers because that's the coolest stuff.
Listen, 5 to 10 minutes without Rickon on the whole show, and just sprinkle in some more little hints and some more clips of the Night King.
Shut up.
He could be eating.
Shut up
We haven't
about-
seen them eat yet.
Yeah.
They don't need to.
I don't care. I want to see him be a human.
He's not a human.
He was.
What do they do? What do they do when they're not picking babies up off the forest floor?
Yeah. What are they? They don't sleep. Like
What's
they-
their day-to-day?
They would
March.
be at the wall.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They
That's-
put their march
I
on
think-
hold
well,
for the rest of the plot.
I think. Listen.
People are going all over the place, all over the map, months at a time. The
Months
White
at a
Walkers
time.
have taken 8
Okay.
years to
No, no,
get
no.
like 40 feet.
No.
And they have nothing else to do.
They've been marching for the
Listen,
whole show.
I
they
think-
can't give to them
What
all.
people don't understand though is that for like the average viewer, Game of Thrones is edited in a way that time isn't relevant. They're just showing
For
you
sure.
you're going random places, different times. But the White Walkers should be at the damn wall.
They should be at the damn wall.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna
Next episode they'll be there.
I'm gonna start to. No, they're gonna. Yeah, episode 6 they'll be there.
Or were they waiting for Bran?
Why?
Why?
I actually think so.
No, because hear me out. Hear me out. People say like maybe the march that Bran saw earlier was just happening right before the Field of Fire stuff. Wrong, because Bran got to the castle, made it down to Winterfell, and then in the next episode we see that Bran sent a raven saying that he saw them marching. So they had. It's like they've had to be marching for this wall for a solid year.
I think Bran, when he became the Three-Eyed Raven, like that whole little segment where he's learning and everything like that, and when he went to flashback and he got touched and all that, I think that ignited something. Obviously, the White Walkers, the Whites, and all them, they were making their way, but I think just the movement of Bran and his change of the show, he changed the whole pace of the show, basically.
Bran is outpacing the White Walkers, and he doesn't even have
He can't
legs.
walk. The guy can't walk.
The thing is, guys, I'm just saying, I think Bran, his presence as the Three-Eyed Raven, ignited something that we don't know about yet, which we talked about earlier, that is causing the White Walkers now to make their move. Because maybe Bran becoming the Three-Eyed Raven showed that
They don't have much time.
Yep, and that the chaos is literally like
Is
the
a ladder.
war. The war. Yeah.
Okay, so back onto the
Bran's not the Night King.
back on. Shut up. Okay, I understand. Back onto
Me and Mike are gonna fight you.
back on the Field of Fire 2. I think what makes this work so much is that you want the Lannisters to lose, but you don't want some people on the Lannisters' side to die.
That's not true to me. Like me and Nate have talked about this, and he said that he wanted Bronn to hit the dragon.
I wanted
And
Bronn to
to-
kill the dragon.
Yeah, and to be fair, if Bronn would have died there, funny character, very good at what he does in the show. He supplies the comedic relief, and he's also a bomb-ass fighter. But listen, I would have been okay with Bronn dying there because guess what? unless I'm told otherwise, Bronn basically serves no purpose in the rest of the show, basically. And guess who does?
But how would you
that
know?
damn dragon. No.
How would you know?
No.
You don't know what serves purpose.
Okay,
for the rest
well,
of
if
the
he's
show.
in that little ring from the trailer and he's fighting with Jon Snow, then I'm proven wrong. But if he does nothing the rest of the show and he ended up killing that dragon at that point in time, I would have been pissed because the dragon offers way more to the show than Bronn.
There's 3 dragons.
Now, here's my thing.
But I mean,
is that the
there's,
dragons.
how many are going to die?
Here,
Hopefully, at least all
sure,
of them.
Sure, the dragons look.
Hopefully at least all of them.
The dragons. I understand that the dragons add something because they look cool, but
No,
they
no,
also
no, no.
take stuff away by taking away drama.
No.
We had there was no drama basically.
I'm not saying
for
they
Dany's
add something
side.
because they look cool. I don't give a hell about that. Honestly, some of the CG in this was a little shaky. But
No, the thing is that they're overpowered. That's why I wanted Bronn to just kill one of them, just to show that, like, look, Dany, you're not as powerful as you think, and also,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah,
listen,
reality
because
check.
she basically
reality
won.
check.
She won the fight. She
I wanted her to
torched
win
them.
that one. The thing is, Nate, Cersei has these what? Why are you laughing?
Because she won it. Just kill the dragon.
No, Cersei.
Kill the
and
fucking dragon.
Qyburn or whatever were making them in King's Landing. I would have been okay. What I'm saying is, I would have been okay with Daenerys storming into this war and just obliterating everyone. They go out unscathed, and then she goes to King's Landing, and that's when she starts realizing, wait, what's going on? Because then you add more to the storyline because she knows that she's invincible, and she's actually not. Here, you're just kind of her first fighting scene with the dragon. She realizes she's not invincible. I don't like that.
Maybe that might give her motivation to fight with Jon instead of pushing her odds against this.
Don't buy it.
She used the dragons to destroy like an entire fleet of ships.
Yeah.
She did, and then also with the slaves too, but it wasn't full. Like they weren't fully grown then.
Exactly, they're freaking overpowered, dude. Also,
That's what I want right now. I want them to be overpowered, especially for a small battle like that. And then when she goes,
it wasn't
King's
that
Landing,
small of a battle. That was a lot of Lannister people just
Not
dead.
really. It was a pretty small
but a
band
lot
of
them were already
Lannisters.
done marching, or not done, but they were like marching.
That was
for
a specialized
while.
party. That was not the main
But
element.
why is Jaime there if it's not important?
Well, it's
To
important.
add
It's just
some cool
smaller.
stuff to the television show.
Okay, now hear me out when it
what I
comes. Hear me out when it comes to this. Bronn has been in the show since what, season 1, and he's always been on the sideline, and he's always kind of been. He's from nothing, and he's just risen through the ranks. Like
Peter Baelish, Varys.
exactly, he's been raising through the ranks, and you have these interesting callbacks to moments in the show with like Gren when he kills a giant, and then Mance Rayder is saying like, that was the king of the giants, that was the last person in his bloodline, and then Jon's like, yeah, well, Gren was a farmer, and it's like these small people end up just toppling massive things in the show, and I love that, and that's why I wanted Bronn to kill this dragon. Bronn has done so much for the Lannisters.
I'm on Nate's side.
He would have won the entire, like, everyone's faith if he killed the dragon. Dany already won the battle. Like, I'm not even mad that he didn't kill it, but you can't be mad at me for saying that I wanted him to
But
kill
look
it.
at me. I'm gonna look directly into the camera for this one. I love Bronn's character. I love his actor. I love everything he adds to the show. But what I'm saying is that I wanted this dragon and Daenerys and her army to go in here thinking that they're overpowered, which they are right now. And I wanted him to just completely obliterate it. There's no opposing side to this. I wanted it to be one-sided, completely lopsided. So it's more of an eye-opening experience when she gets to a real battle.
Well, it kind of was one-sided.
It was pretty one-sided.
It was one-sided, but then you have Jaime, his heroic his charge at the end, and you have the dragon getting hit. That to me that takes away from the one-sided thing.
Why
Like, the
does
dragon got hurt?
Wait, why does the charge take away from it? There's no way that was going to work in a million
Bronn
years.
saving Jaime. I wanted them all dead. I'm kidding. That's a bit of a stretch, but I'm just saying I wish that they would have went in no opposition.
My problem with the whole thing is that no one died. Like, even
Exactly.
Randall Tarley and Rick Dickon didn't.
Exactly.
I wanted Dany to die here.
It's not gonna happen.
You're just stretching it too much.
I'm kidding.
I
kidding.
didn't-
I know Danny's important. I know.
It's not gonna happen at all, ever.
Also, I don't think Dany is going to King's Landing this season. So get that out of your noggin.
I don't think so either. And why did you say get it out of our noggin? Because it's not.
I said yours first of all. Mike's on agreement with me about.
Never
the
in my
dragon.
noggin. Not a once.
But okay.
I think the last shot of season 7 is her arriving in King's Landing.
I think the last
That's just
shot.
me.
Here's my prediction.
She doesn't get anything done in King's Landing this season, but she arrives there to end it. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is so cool," and then you have to wait a year and a half.
Okay,
For the season.
so we have 3 episodes left. We talked about the battle; it was amazing. But let's talk. We're gonna go down the line and kind of get like a rundown of what you think is happening in the rest of the season, because it's kind of down to the wire now. We're gonna have episode 5, which is kind of gonna be setting up the last 2, which is probably gonna be basically a 2-part finale. I feel to season 7.
Okay, well,
So Mike, what do you think's happening? Episode for the rest of the season. How do you think it's gonna wrap up?
The rest of the season, we're gonna pay way too much attention to Euron and whatever the hell he's doing. The White Walkers are going to get to the wall. I do agree with you on that. Like the last episode, they're going to be either over the wall and just coming down, or coming to the wall.
I think they're there next episode, but we'll get to that one.
They go so slow.
Exactly.
They're not.
You think they're gonna keep this up? Like that looks bad on them.
Mira and a cripple are just torching them.
But maybe it has something to do with Bran. You guys are overlooking that. Like,
Anyway.
Nate thinks he is the Night King, but I think he just like the Night King and all the White Walkers, like they're afraid of Bran.
Here's what.
Well, yeah, they're afraid because
That's why they want to get him before he's ready. Because when he's ready,
he is ready.
Here's what's going to happen with
He's
Bran.
not ready.
The rest of the season, Bran
Not-
is
not-
going to do the same thing he did this episode. He is going to sit there, not say anything for the first 30 seconds of the scene. Then somebody will say something to him. He'll respond back unemotionally and then say something that they didn't know. That's what's going to happen for the rest of Bran's
and I'm
story.
fine with that. Bran, I want him to enlighten me.
Sam shows up at Winterfell and he goes like, Sam. He's like, yeah. He goes like, you look so beautiful when you were beat up in the bed and Gilly mounted you. And then Sam's like, what is happening?
I agree, though. I hope every Bran conversation isn't the same, but you're sleeping on Bran.
I hate Bran so
He's
much.
He's
All right.
put it on snooze 50
So
times on
You
Bran.
want me to go next?
Yeah.
I think that Peter Baelish dies this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Daenerys makes it to King's Landing in the last episode. I think there's a huge battle with the White Walkers, including Jon Snow, the Hound, Derek, what is it? Beric Dondarrion. I flipped the letters. Who's his partner? Thoros of Myr. I think that battle plays out. Obviously, we saw in the trailer, so I'm not
Gendry.
reaching here. Gendry returns. I think.
What
he does.
episode Gendry come back?
Last one.
Last one.
During the battle somehow. And what
Gendry and
storylines-
Podrick could be a fun matchup,
That
wouldn't it?
would be. Throw out some storylines to me.
Cersei.
Cersei, I think she'll be here till the end. Sam, he makes his way back to King's Landing last episode.
Jorah.
Jorah finds his way back to Daenerys.
Why did you say Sam goes back to King's Landing? He's never been there.
Or not King's Landing, Winterfell.
Okay.
Oh, that was my bad.
Hot pie.
And Hot Pie, I think he's out the rest of the series. He served the purpose to redirect Arya. That was it. But I think Jorah actually will make his way back to Daenerys next season.
Do you think he'll be upset at what he finds? Because
Yeah,
she's not
it'll
the
be-
same Daenerys.
It'll be Jaime Cersei type thing.
Okay. Here's my predictions.
That's all time we have for.
Thank you guys so much for
Cersei gets word of the whole White Walker thing, says that
she'll think it's a vulnerable
Yeah.
point, and she'll be like, okay,
and then
this is my time.
she'll play the White Walker thing like she's gonna just let them kill everyone, and that's why I think she's gonna end up on the throne is because she's just gonna let the White Walkers do their thing. But hear me out. I feel like the whole battle with Jon, since in the preview they talk about like he just gets word about the whole Eastwatch thing next episode, so I think the battle will probably happen in the finale. Probably like the whole finale will be at the wall, I feel, or something like that.
I pray that tops this last battle scene by
it's
far.
gonna be.
I want every battle scene to keep climbing because my mouth was like wide open the whole time during the Battle of the Bastards, Hard Home, the loot trail, or what was it called? Loot Train Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
I just want these battles to keep getting better. And I think it started with Hard Home. Mm-hmm. I think the Battle of the Blackwater or whatever.
That was the start of it.
It was fine, but that goes to TV in general. Okay. I just really want keep climbing. I want a full episode of a battle sequence. Give me a $10 million budget.
So
There was actually a pretty good one of those, the Arrow one at the end of season 5.
That one was good too. That was a good one. I forgot about that one.
I think that's my favorite episode.
I slept on that like you sleep on Bran.
Right.
So Jon and everyone will fight. Everyone will die except Jon. A dragon comes to help, dies, raised as a white. And
Yes.
it's not Drogon. It's one of the baby ones because Drogon's injured from getting hit in the shoulder. Important.
What if Daenerys and Jon kind of split? Like they're not in agree. They don't agree. And Tyrion takes one of the dragons to help Jon, and Tyrion dies.
I don't think that will happen. I don't think Tyrion has the balls to ride a dragon.
He's the only one that would.
He's been on a dragon already.
He's been next to a dragon.
Okay, so
Different movie.
so
Wonder Dog or no Underdog.
I feel like it's very obvious that Jon and Dany are going to end up together. And it's
Jon
gonna be-
stays in the south.
You know what's
He's
funny?
done with the north.
No,
what's
he's
funny?
going back to the north.
Well,
Davos-
to fight the. No, he's gonna bypass the north.
he's going north.
Davos pointing some fun about Daenerys and Jon getting together,
And then he
and
said-
Jon's a straight up G. He says, "There's no time for that."
But he didn't deny it, and I feel like
Fully this.
they there has to be like some political marriage because they made a big deal about her leaving Dario behind.
She's definitely given him the look. I mean, her and Missandei were walking down the steps, and she was like,
And I feel like it's gonna be a big deal because it's gonna kind of be like is it Hamlet when he bangs his mom, or is that some other Shakespeare thing?
I'm not an aficionado on banging mom stories.
Shakespeare is multiple people.
Oedipus is the one I would know.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is that the one where he bangs his mom?
that's the original.
Like when he goes away, he was born and then he goes away and then he comes back to take the kingdom, and he's like.
Let's say Hamlet.
Anyways, it's gonna be something like
going.
that where he has no idea and he's gonna end up with this, and then Bran's gonna be like, "You were so beautiful when you banged your aunt," and that's what's gonna happen.
I think Ygritte is Jon's mom.
I think Ygritte is
Lady Stoneheart.
Night King.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today. It was a very fun episode this week.
Was
Nate,
it?
you go ahead and take away the outro.
Yeah, we'll be back with episode 5 and 6 together, and then we're gonna have a giant one for the finale. We may end up filming our reactions to the finale, depending.
Yeah,
on...
we'll see what's going on.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the We Know Nothing podcast, and we'll be back with 5 and 6.
Thank you guys so much. Next time we'll try and get the TV going the whole episode.
Never. Adios. Bran's the Night King, guys. You guys are sleeping.